Hi everyone, welcome to episode 10 of The Roots of Money. I cannot believe that we are now on episode 10. 10 videos in this podcast. For me that is huge. I never thought I would actually get to this far, but it's because of you guys, it's because of your support, encouragement, your feedback that you are giving me. So thank you. This is a milestone for us. So yeah, today by the way we are talking about how to retire comfortably. So, meaning we are looking at estate planning. Just so you know, everything that I talk about, guys, you still need to do your own research after this. Yes, I've done an extensive research for you, but you still need to do your own research, compare and contrast, make sure that you balance out all the information that I give you. But here's what I have for you today. I'm excited. And a lot of people, by the way, they take it lightly, this thing of retiring. I don't know, some of them, they don't think that they will reach age 60, or they don't think that they will ever retire, or whatever the case may be. All I can tell you is at some point all of us, we are going to retire. Some of us want to retire early. I once told you guys that me, I want to retire when I'm 40. When I'm 40, I just want to retire, and I'll stop doing all this. I'll just managing people from the background. So I won't be the guy up front who's doing everything. I just want to do vacations. I just want to spend more time with my kids. I just want to go to the farms, look at my kettles or whatever the case may be. So I don't want to work for too long, guys. That's why I'm working so hard now. That's why I'm trying to accumulate as much capital, as much investment as I can, so that when I retire comfortably. So this episode is exactly for that. It is for people who want to retire comfortably. What are the things that you need to put in place for you to retire comfortably? So let's dive deep. The first thing that you need to look at is set clear retirement goals. What are you looking at when you are looking at goals? Number one, desired travel places. So where do you want to go after retiring? Where you want to go, where you couldn't find time to go to. Maybe you couldn't find time to go to Spain, to Paris, to some places in your provinces and all of that. This is the time to plan exactly which places do you want to go to, and enjoy yourself, explore whatever that you want to explore, experience whatever that you want to experience. It's a good time for you to write down every place you want to go. Let me tell you something. I know our goga badala and abomkhulu, where they just go, they buy a caravan, of course, and then they just go in different places. They move from one place to another. They move from one place to another. So have your list as well. Where do you want to go after retirement? That is number one. Number two, what hobbies do you want to take up now? What do you want to do? Do you want to read books? Do you want to write books? Do you want to maybe mentor other people? What is it that you want to do now that you have retired? Because I know retiring sometimes is boring. And when I say I know, it's not that I'm experiencing this, but I see people who are chilling at home, they are not doing anything, and they end up getting sick because they are not doing anything. I would encourage you guys to look into stuff that you can do. Please have hobbies. Number three, on the things that you need to plan for, it is healthcare needs. You are old, you need to make sure that you are taking care of your body, you are taking care of your health. So please make sure you have the right insurances or policies in place. You know what you'd need, but we'll discuss as we go. Number four, which is the last one, estimated expenses. I'm going to talk about this even further on the next point, but you need to have expenses in place. You need to know that when you retire, you're still going to have expenses. You're still going to need food. You're still going to need to pay maybe for a bond, a rent, whatever that you might need to pay for. So you still need to think, how much do I need to pay for all my expenses? And make sure that you have that money in your head, and you need to pay attention that things will be expensive then, but you need to start planning for those things now. Number two on the list is calculate retirement expenses. Guess what? Those expenses have not gone. That now you are retired, you think you don't have expenses anymore. You do, you still have the expenses. So these are the things that you need to take care of. It's the rent or the bond. Number two, it's the utilities of the house. Number three, it could be your car if it's not paid. And then of course you need to put aside money for your vacations that you spoke about earlier on. You need to make sure that all the expenses, even kids, if you're still going to be paying for kids, If you want to renovate the house at some point, you need to set that money aside. Whatever that will still need to be maintained, please put aside that money. You still need that. Of course, the insurance and policies that I spoke about earlier on, you still need to make sure that you have expenses in place. So number two is really about your expenses. Put down all your expenses, have your projections. Of course, you may not know the definite prices of those things at that particular time, but at least have some, idea in terms of how is it going to look like. Number three, plan and assess retirement income sources. A lot of people, they work, and then after working they retire, and then they get their package from their work. Guess what? A lot of people don't know how to use that money. They use it anyhow, and then it gets finished before they die. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that your retirement money sustains you for the rest of your life. How do you do that? You do that by planning. Number one, by doing the 2 points that I spoke about, by having plans for your retirement or prior your retirement, and then number two, your expenses. But number three, your income. Where are you going to get money now that you are retired? Fine. Number one, it could be your retirement funds that will be paying you on a monthly basis. Secondly, you might look into investments, you might look into savings, the interest that you would be accumulating. You might even have a business that you are running, that you are now sitting at home. You don't run it directly, but you have people who are running it for you. Number five, please make sure you minimize your debt before you retire. It is very important that you minimize or you finish off all your debt. Why? Because now you don't have a lot of money. You are not very versatile as you were, trying to find money anyhow. Now you need to make sure that you finish your debt. And I cannot overemphasize the point of finishing debt. Even if you are not retiring, by the way, finishing debts is something that you must always, look forward to. So, number five, before you retire, finish off your debt. Number six, plan your health care. So, when you're planning your health care, medical aid must be in place, life cover must be in place, hospital plan must be in place, and you need to have like really really quality doctors that I would prefer actually to have your own doctor, which we call family doctors. You don't jump from one doctor to another. You go for your medical checks, maybe monthly or quarterly, however the case or whatever the case may be, but you need to take care of your health. And if you can, please go to the gym. I know this because when I go to the gym, I see a lot of adult people there, like really really old people. You can see that these are retirees. They are just gymming, they are taking care of their body. It doesn't matter how old you are. And please eat well, eat healthy food. Eat healthy food now, eat healthy food then. Healthy food is everything. If you take care of your body, it will take care of you. Number seven, educate yourself. This is one thing that people don't do. They don't educate themselves about retirement policies, the plans that they need to have, what happens when they retire, what they need to plan before. You are lucky because I'm making this video and I'm preparing you for your retirement. But some people, they don't even look at such videos. They don't read. They are not even curious what's going to happen. They don't plan for their retirement and all of that. So please educate yourself about the retirement, what might happen prior and all of that. And another thing that people go through after retirement is depression. They are no longer doing the things that they've been doing for so long. Some people, they've been waking up every day, and now their mind wants to wake up, and now they don't need to wake up. So you need to prepare yourself. There's so many things that happen when you retire. So number one, educate yourself about the life in general, everything that happens. Number two, educate yourself about financial market investment strategies and all of that. The tax-free savings account under the retirement packages that you can have that can work on your favor. Number three, retirement plan. Educate yourself how to draft a retirement plan, like I spoke about point number one of having a retirement plan. Now know how to actually draft it, know how to draft it down. You need to also know about a will and a trust. It's very important to have those things in place. Lucky number eight is exactly talking about that. It's talking about estate planning. Now let's look at what it involves when we talk about estate planning. Number one, I'm going to talk about different type of trusts. So these trusts, you can take either one of them. I'm going to read them out to you. Number one, we have ownership trust. Is the trust that the funder or a settler transfer ownership of asset and property to trustees to be held for the benefit of defined and determinable beneficiaries of the trust. Number two, we have bewind trust. The funder or a settler transfers ownership of asset and property to beneficiaries of the trust, but control over the asset and property is given to the trustees. So the people who are controlling this particular trust are actually the trustees themselves. The number three, which is my favorite, by the way, it's inter vivos. Inter vivos trust is created during the lifetime of a person by way of agreement contract between the funder and the trustees for the benefit of the beneficiaries. So, everything is discussed up front. They know what's going to happen and the beneficiaries and all of that. And then this one is the most famous one, which is called testamentary will. So it's writing a will and telling people what is really going to happen. Or testamentary trust basically is a setup in terms of last will and testament of a person, and comes into effect after such person's death. So if you write a will, it can only be read once you have passed on, and then it will tell them exactly what you want to do. A lot of people, they don't know that they can tell their loved one how they want to be buried, what they want to do with their assets, their liabilities, everything. They don't want even the passwords and everything. When they pass on, these things, the family doesn't know what to do with them. Maybe you have your money that is buried somewhere, maybe under the mattress or wherever. They don't know about that. When you pass on, that money is gone, or they can't fund it. Let me tell you the statistics here. In South Africa, there is billions and billions of money that is not claimed. Why? Because people passed on without telling their loved ones that there is money that they've been saving, they've been investing. There's money that is going to come out from their work and all of that. The money is not claimed. Maybe the family is struggling at home and no one is really telling them anything about this money. So please make sure you follow up, on all of these things, and you write down a will. I cannot overemphasize the importance of having a will, guys. You can even tell them how you want your funeral to go, who you want to talk, what songs you want in your funeral. Everything you can actually put in the will, basically. A vesting trust is a trust where income, capital gain, and assets are vested to a beneficiary in terms of the trust instrument. So it depends on the instruments that are there, and then the funds are distributed accordingly. All the capital gains, the assets and everything. And then we also have what is called discretionary trust. It is a trust where the trustees, in terms of trust instrument, has the right to vest income, capital gain, assets, or retained amount in the trust to its beneficiaries. We also have the last one, which is called hybrid trust. Again, this one is very popular, especially in South Africa. Combination of vesting trust and discretional trust mentioned above. So you need to understand what I said earlier on about the vesting trust and discretional trust. So the hybrid trust, it actually includes both what is happening on the vesting trust and discretional trust. So it caters for both. And then we also have special trust that you can apply for. You can apply for trading trust, or for business, basically. So you want to pass down the business, and you want to put it under a trust. There is also what is called asset protection or realization trust. We also have what is called charitable trust, land rehabilitation trust. We also have share incentive share scheme trust. We also have BEE trust. We also have collective investment scheme trust. Those are the trusts that you can apply for, and these are the trusts that are in your disposal. Please do your own research and understand all these trusts. You may need to talk to your lawyer. You may need to talk to people in the insurance companies. They are the right people to guide you on this information, or in this information. And last but not least, do this following before you die. I know these are just my personal views and things that I think you need to make sure you do. These are 3 points that I think you need to take care of. Number one, please write down all the phone passwords and laptop passwords. Make sure that people can access your phone, because they might need to call your friends, they might need to call your family members, they might need to call, important people in your phone, like your lawyers, your insurance companies, and all of that. Make sure that they can access your phone. You are no longer there anyway, so they need to access and get the right information, especially contacts. Number two, again, this is mine: please don't die with enemies. I know it's not, a professional advice about things that you need to take care of. This is a courtesy from me. Don't die with enemies. Make sure that, you get along with people, especially family. When you die and then now people, they still have heavy heart for you, because, you know, you fought before you passed on. There were some unresolved situations or problems. Please make sure you get along with people before you die, guys. It's very, very important for your name. Actually, it is for your name. It's for people to remember you with good memories. They must only know the good side of you. I'm not saying now be, anyhow, or be a numb kind of a person. That's not what I'm trying to say. But anyway, all I'm saying is make sure that you get along with people before you die. I think even yourself, you'll sleep very well knowing that you are doing the right thing. I know it has nothing to do directly with retirement. It has everything to do with, you know, things that you do before you pass on. Lastly, please make sure that you distribute your assets equally. I know some parents, they will give other kids more money than the others, and then kids will fight. So make sure that you balance out your asset, you balance out the things that will be distributed. Make sure that you are fair to everyone. Who's of course deserving. Some people that are not deserving. Some people, you might exclude them. It's up to you. But all I'm saying is, please make sure that you distribute everything equally or fairly. It's very, very important. And maybe you might want to even tell what you want them to do with it. Another thing that I forgot to mention is, you can actually regulate how they use this money. You can tell them that, maybe they get a first portion when they're 18, another portion when they are 21, another portion when they're 25, another portion when they are 30. You can regulate how they get this money. Sometimes you can just give them the lump sum, all of it. I wouldn't really recommend that. I would say please give them, bits by bit, because a lot of people, when they get a lot of money, they go crazy. And lastly, please make sure that if you have a business, you educate other people about the business. Educate people about how you run your house, because some people, when they die, their house deteriorates, because you are the one who knows about paying rates. You are the one who knows about bonds. You are the one who knows, the person who cleans the yard, the person who does what. So when you go, those things, no one takes care of them, and then what happens? The house deteriorates. No one is taking care of these things. No one takes responsibility for all these things that they're really supposed to be doing. So please make sure you educate people about things. Hand over. Make sure that everything, is written down. They know exactly who to talk to for what and what. This, I think, is the most important episode for me. Why? Because a lot of people don't plan for their life, they don't plan for their retirement and all of that. And we really need to plan, guys. Even now, you need to plan for the next year, you need to plan for the next month, the next week, next what. So if you are not planning, your life is not going to be the same. If you plan and prepare, you'll be fine. So this episode is really about planning, preparing, and doing the right thing. I hope you learned something. Thank you so much. All the best. I will see you on episode 11 of The Roots of Money. From me, MSN. Cheers. Thank you, guys.